His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyacinth Yomemalia, declared that what is upon Benue right now is a siege. And yes, you may want to call it a siege, but I perceive it beyond a siege. I perceive it more of a genocide, which didn't even start today. The genocide attempt to eliminate the Tiv people commenced almost 200 years ago, and it's been on ever since then. And what do I mean? Hate was sown against the Tiv people and made to grow to such an extent that the Tiv became a threat to everyone but themselves. And if you are not careful to look back and see the trend of events, you may just conclude that, oh, it's just the regular Fulani headsmen attack and all those things. No. In other regions of the country, there may be Fulani headsmen attack. But you see, when it comes to the Tiv people, that is not just headers attack. No. It's a genocide. The Tiv have been targeted for many years. And it's only taking shape now because religion and such other factors have lessened and weakened the Tiv people, and so they have become extremely vulnerable. Let me take you down memory lane. In the 19th century and up to date, the Tiv people have always been autonomous human beings who pride themselves in their hard work, their determination, their zeal, and their physical strength. The reason why most of them are farmers. And if you look at the Tiv people, there is a way they settle. Because before now, the Tiv people didn't have a king. They were more of an egalitarian society. Family heads were the rulers of the kingdom, if there was. So they were scattered because the average Tiv man does not like to depend on another. And so even where they came from a polygamous home where their fathers had several wives and there was a large compound, once a young man began to attain the age of 18, 19, 20, he started seeking for his own independence. And so you will see him leave the main compound and build, even if it's a hut, by the side of his father or on any portion of their family land and establish themselves there. They would live there and raise their own families with their cutlasses and hoes and other crude implements. They made their farms and created enough for themselves to eat, to feed, to exist. This has been the culture of the Tiv man for several years. He wasn't into business or trade that much. Yes, there were some who were into trade, but the average Tiv man was a farmer living across different lands. Now, because of this, there were times when the Tiv man would have to relocate completely from where he was living to a new location where he established himself a large farm and made himself wealth through those farms. This was how the Tiv left the river basin across the valley and other territories. And so you could find Tiv people in Benue, you could find them in Donga in Taraba State back then, you could find them in Takum in Taraba State, you could find them at Ukari, you could find them at Ibi, you could find them in other locations. This was how the Tiv man settled. Now, of course, he wasn't a troublemaker. And so he was able to live in all these places. Sometimes he was the first to settle in some of them. At other times, there were one or two other natives settling in those territories when he migrated to begin life there. And so, he would continue to exist there and make his farms And when he has seen that, oh, his farm yielded so much, he would go back home and invite one or two brothers to come and farm on his newly found land. And they would pack themselves, leaving the Benue Valley, or leaving Benue precisely, to other locations. This was how the thieves started migrating to different locations. Now, what then happened? And why am I taking you down this memory lane? You would understand where the whole genesis of the killings commenced and why I said this is not just about land grabbing, but this is about a genocide. Follow for more.